Welcome to section 2, which is SI units and prefix used with SI units. So here, SI unit is an international system of unit, which is abbreviated as SI. And then below here, it shows the common units that we use and what it used to measure. And then the key part of this section is the prefixes. I recommend you guys memorizing this, and the way I kind of memorize this is fine. It's like drawing a line right here because this is my baseline. Anything above it goes big, anything below it is small. So what I mean is right here. So it means my base number is gonna get bigger so that it's equal to the prefix, the units, and then anything smaller or anything below, as you can see, the base number just keeps getting smaller, right? That's what I mean. So always kind of just like to draw a line and go from there. And also another key thing, kilo is always known as 1,000. Mega is always considered as 1 million, okay? And I don't often see giga, but that could come up sometime. Deci seems like decimal, 10, deca, so that's like to the 10th, but it's smaller, so it means, yeah. It means like there's gonna be 10 decimeters or deci base unit in one base unit, basically. That's how I like to memorize it. Equal base. Here, centi means 100, right? Century, so same here, 100. Centi equal base. Milli is also 1,000th. Oh yeah, let's consider this if. And then micro is also really common, which is gonna be 1,000,000th. Nano is also really common, and this is 1,000,000,000. Sorry. And then pico and finito, I barely see those, but it's good to know. It depends on your professor. So there you go. And then here we go and go over these questions. When I solve these questions, I like to use my reasonable / critical thinking. So what I mean by that is, do you see how this is kilometers and it goes to meters? So it goes from big to small. That means this number has to be a really big number. And from the table above, we know kilo means 1,000. That means there must be 1,000 meters for 1 kilometers. Now, by here, the unit goes from small, let me write on the top, small to big. That means this number is going to be very, very small, right? And I know there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So since it's like hundredth, I know it's going to be 0.001. So if I convert that into exponent, this is going to be 10 to the negative third. So now let's say if I made a mistake. I say kiloseconds equals 10 to the negative third seconds. But I know it went from big to small. That means this number has to be really big, not really small. So that means I'm gonna recheck my work. And since I'm kilo, I remember that being really big, and kilo means 1,000. That means there must be 1,000 seconds in 1 kilosecond. Oh yeah, and I forgot, in the answer key it says 10 to the third. And let's write it as 10 to the third. Move on to here, it goes from small to big. That means our number here is going to be small. Right. So, since I know there's 1,000 second and 1 kilosecond, I'm gonna use the train method to demonstrate, train track method, to teach you guys this. So I said 1 second, and we want, so this is our starting unit, which is 1 second, and our ending unit is kilosecond. And now I know there's 1,000, let's see here. We know that there's 1,000 second and 1 kilosecond, right? Here, let's draw our train track, which is going to be a straight line. This is going to be act as like a fraction or division. So we're going to put 1,000 seconds on the bottom and 1 kilosecond on the top, because we want to cancel out the seconds, leave the kilosecond behind. So we get that as our answer, or our unit, right? So 1 over 1,000 is our answer. This is 1 over 1,000 is the same thing as 0.0001. No, sorry. Right there. Or is equal to 10 to the negative third. Okay. Here it goes from big to small. That means it's gonna be a big number. Sorry, my bad. And since we know this is M, this is milli, and then milli is 1,000. So I know that it's going to be 1,000 milligram in 1 gram, or, sorry, 10 to the third. This also goes from big to small. That means this is going to be a big number. So, and from our unit table, I know nano means, there's going to be 1 billion nano. So which would be 10 to the 9. And this is micro, so it's going from small to big. So our number here is going to be very small. And here it gives us that 1 micrometer equals 10 to the negative 6 gram. And that is it for this unit.